Hello guys, Crazy Monster here, and today we're going to a let's build of this. This is a fire station. I've built it next to the two police stations that I've done. I'm going to do the same sort of thing where I design it and then I'm going to go over why I did it whilst building it, because it will be slightly quicker than me just sort of making it up as I go. Sorry if it sounds like I've got a sore throat. So this is it. It's a bit square is my only worry really. It's very flat. But I think it's okay. I mean, it's a fire station. It's not built to look, you know, nice from the outside. It's for function, not aesthetic. Pleasure. Right, and as you can see, I don't do cars. I've never do cars. I don't do helicopters. I don't do cars. I didn't do it in that, but I tried it. Okay, and well, this is it. Yeah, as you can see, you can sort of just hop into here and off you go. After the door opens, of course, and you also get the water buckets on the side, the wheels. Yeah. So as you can see, I'm not the best car builder by any feat at all. I keep well away from it, but it seemed too empty in here without putting one in at least. And I guess if I was going to put one in, that one should be there because that's closed, and this one should be open because the other one's out. That would make more sense, but sadly I've done it, and yeah, that's it. So I think what I'll do, should I give you a look on the inside? Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, let's have a look around first. So this bit here is where you walk in, so you don't walk in there, obviously you don't want to get hit or anything. And here you've got, this is sort of like the training tower they have. I don't know, well, in Britain they with fire stations they just have sort of a tall tower by the side that they practice their ladders going up and, you know, getting through the windows, etc. So they're prepped for their actual real job. This is the best I could do. I didn't want to make it look too castle-y, and you can get to the very top from the very bottom by climbing on the bricks, but I didn't really know what to do. I just knew I had to put this in because most fire stations have it, and I went for red because, well, it's easier than brick, as I know from building my factory on the TGH server. And yeah, fire engines are red, so red just sort of fit the bill. Obviously when you go through here, you can also come along the back, so instead of actually going in there you can just sort of carry on here, which is the actual garages for the fire engines. Fire engine, why does that sound wrong? Fire trucks. Fire engine. No, it's a fire engine. Yeah, I don't know why I'm confusing. And obviously I've got the new block up here, and I think that's granite. Don't know. Might not be. I might be completely wrong. I'll tell you what I could do though, is just do that. Polished granite, yeah. And I saw her on the Pink Rockers video that she had done this sort of looking thing where it looks like you can open it up. So I thought I'd do that all the way along here to get, you know, they get this stuff out before they hop into their fire engine and drive off and do their job. I said in the previous one I don't like glowstone lamps. I just felt it suited this better because this is more official. Then again, the police station is also more official, although you can't actually see most of the glowstone stuff in the fire station because it's covered over by carpet. Up there this is obviously the best feature of the entire fire station, which is where, you know, there's an emergency, quick, better go, and yeah, that's that. Nice new use of this at least. So you can slide down there and off you go, nice and efficient. I can see what I'm missing on this side. Thankfully I was holding the button in my hand as if it was planned. Dun, dun, dun. And this is the main entrance, I guess, if anyone's coming in here. Maybe they come in here, the fire guys, they come in. Let me get this right. When they start work, they park their cars here and come in here. When they're out or whatever, they can use this as a secondary exit when they're training. Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect sense. Yeah, definitely. Right, so in here, and you obviously got the desk where they take the calls here and sort it out. And I don't know. As I was putting these seats down, I was thinking, would there really be an area where people wait in the fire station? I mean, it's not really like a police station. You don't go in there to report anything, really. You're not going to come in here to report fire, because chances are it's already out. Oh, and in here, obviously, you've got the little bog for the people downstairs. And the upstairs one, actually. I didn't put one upstairs. Crap. Don't crap. Another clock. Okay, so this is the upstairs bit. To the right is obviously the pole where you can jump down. And then, obviously, this is the kitchen area. don't really know what it's going for, use this little thing again that I saw on Pink Rockers. Fridge, sink and whatnot, cake, everyone loves some cake. This is where they sort of sit around and wait for the calls, and their lockers, whatever, to get their stuff in so they get changed. And in here you got the showers, which don't have any water at the moment. I couldn't quite fit it in. I'd have to make the roof a little bit thicker if I did, I think. But no, or I'd at least span this out a little bit. But I just thought it was nice that this sort of tied in with the floor. Although I could, theoretically, I could have cut this back along here, this wall here, and yeah, made this a lot bigger and the kitchen a lot smaller, which I guess, thinking about it now, I probably could do when I'm just building it with you in a second. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So yeah, let's get to building it. I don't know whether showing you around to begin with was like showing off the best bit first, but obviously you wanted to know sort of what it was like, and you know what it's going to look like at the end, because you might look at that and be like, actually, you know what, that looks crap, but the inside looks great, so I'm going to build it now. Or it could be the opposite way around. You like the outside look and now you don't want to. So I think the first thing we shall do is obviously get the dimensions, which I'm going to mark it with, actually let's get the dimensions of the red building first. Okay, so that is 20 by 36 as the ground bit, the actual you know, dimensions of the actual square. And I think what I will do next is basically measure out where the doors and the windows are, so obviously I know I've got the right dimensions, because obviously I found out in the other one that if you go wrong with this bit, it can scuff up your building quite badly, and it might be slightly too late. Luckily on that one I caught it just before I started building everything, basically. So I'm going to mark out this. So this iron door is 2 in from there with a 3, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 5 gap. So 2 door, 3, 5 gap. 2 door, 1, 2, 3, 5 gap. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then what is the gap? Is this another 3 gap here? 1, 2, 3. A 3 gap, and then another 5, and then a 3 gap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then basically there's some windows here, so what we could do is, that looks ridiculous, could do that I guess, just so we can mark windows. I'm just going to double check the other ones. So these are 2 wide windows with a 1 gap in between. Okay, and there is 4 of them, and there are doors on this one as well. Okay, so maybe we'll leave those 2 windows up here for later. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4 in from that way, 1, 2, 3 from that bottom window, just to make sure that we've got the dimensions correct. So 3 from the window, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doors are here. I used wooden doors. So where are you, wooden door? There you are. Yeah, I know it's dirt on the ground, so I'll have to dig it up anyway, but I just wanted to make sure that these measurements were actually correct. If we do, can I help you? Alright, if we do the front first, I think that'll probably be easiest, get that out of the way. So it's mainly made up of smooth stone, well, normal stone, for the car park spaces, stone slabs for the pathways, and quartz for the car parking spaces. Now I did use that yellow, but with this being here for a no parking zone, I didn't really want to use yellow because it got a bit too much, although I guess you could say that about the red as well. So that's why I went for quartz. I tried the white clay and it just looked too pink. I really don't like the white clay that much. Well, if it's used in with this clay, like if it's in with clay, it doesn't look as bad, but when it's against something else, I really don't like it. So that's why I opted to go for quartz instead. So if we just work this out, okay, so this front porch bit is 7 out basically, so I'm going to just dig that all out, I think, and I'll be back to you in a second. Okay, so that's completely dug out. So what have we got here? Basically, up to the first garage door we have slabs, so 2 wide slabs from that direction all the way along until it gets to the opening of the first garage door. Also, one thing I've just realized that I am potentially missing from the outside is lighting. Inside's pretty well lit, but the outside isn't, so I guess the only way you would get around that is if I had this in Minecraft, I would probably have this joining onto a road, and the road would have street lamps or something. So I would guess I would take that style of street lamp and probably just stick it up here and maybe one on the other side. Or I guess I would say torches, but torches doesn't seem to fit. I guess perhaps we'll get to that perhaps when we're doing it in a second. Okay, and when it reaches it, it then comes back with the same width. And then in line with it, we do have another path coming out. And then this is when we have the... Do I have quartz yet? Quartz is along the top here and along here as well. And then it was in the center. That looks center, doesn't it? 4, 4. Yeah, that's center. And then the rest is filled up with stone. Okay, so that's all done. That was fairly simple. Let me just turn that. I've really got to look into getting this to be constant day. Okay, so that's that little small section done. Now on this bit, it is the yellow clay zigzagged for the no parking zone, along with the stone as well. Although I guess we've got the quartz out and stuff, we could work along this direction as well. Makes more sense. And that basic, I think it goes along. How far does that go? Oh, okay, so it doesn't go quite as far. It's one away before the garage, because there's a yellow strip that comes down here. And also, I think it made the measurements of the parking space correct. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Yeah, it's not. It is correct. I've got a strip of slabs going down the left-hand side. Not sure why. I guess just for safety. I guess what you could do, you could add in another layer here. Might look a bit odd. Probably worth maybe extending this out one over a bit. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. But basically, yeah, it's going to be one trip. If you don't like that, you could set this over. So this is 37 long down here. And all that would really do is change the position of this door so it is even in comparison to having 3 each side. And the walkway inside would also be bigger. Apart from that, it wouldn't really change anything. So it's a fairly simple tweak if you wanted to do it. I'm not. I'm going to stick to this still. And let's put down the quartz blocks for this car parking space. For this car park, I always say car parking space. For this parking space. And there we go. Right, now if we get the yellow clay. Yellow. Okay, so the first yellow is down here. And then it is along the middle section of where the garage comes down. And then basically, if we work from the top right, now the top right has this here, like that, and I guess we can just work from that. So it's 1, 2, then down and across, down and then across, like so. And then I guess, yeah, that's the same pattern there, but with stone. So down, across, there we go. Oh no, and one more. Down and across, down and across, down and across. And there you have it, the no parking zone. I did sort of think maybe I should do this as well to sort of tie it off. But I don't know. I mean, that's entirely your choice. I guess that does sort of look better because it does sort of limit it off. The only thing that I could then see wrong with it would be if I had it like that, it almost looks as if I need to go up that side as well, which wouldn't work because it would go through into the garage. Really, if you wanted to do that, this should be one wide as well. Yeah, that should be one wide as well. I'll tell you what, let's try it. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really look as bad because that there is one wide. So that there one wide doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's entirely up to you. That sort of does look better though because it does tie off into a box. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the left hand side, starting with the tower. Okay, so the tower is 7 by 7. You can't see it from here. So, and it's inbuilt. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, so 7 by 7. Okay, now to be honest, ones that I've seen in real life, they're not as fat and clunky. They're actually quite thin. Now, you could either do it not 7 by 7, which I guess I should have mentioned before we started doing it, or you could build it taller. So I think I'm going to try and build this slightly taller and see what it looks like. But you can't really go wrong when you're building your shell. Literally just build this square all the way up and you can add windows in later. How I have done the windows though is basically just alternate, so one there and then one gap in between so you can have a floor, and then obviously another one gap, and then you just change sides. And I've sort of done half windows so you can sort of technically, you know, smash in there. Okay, so that is how tall I've done my one. That is slightly taller than that, and I think already that's going to look better. Just looks less fat, doesn't it? So I'm just going to fill in the walls of it, and I'll get back to you then. It's really, I'm just going to actually fill it all and then add in the windows after. It's just a lot easier. Okay, so that is all filled in, and really you should start the windows from the top so you know you do have a gap. Otherwise you could like build a window like that's half in it and it would ruin the entire thing, and you just have to leave it as just nothing, just playable, which, you know, a building as plain as this looking like, and that's pretty plain. I need to do something with that, I think. Yeah, you don't really want to do that. So it's like that, and then there's a one gap like that. And obviously it's not on the corner, it's the nearest to the corner, but without being on the corner. So I'm just going to repeat this pattern around. Obviously on this side I'm not going to do that one there, I'm going to then do it over on this side here. So it's literally that pattern you do here is exactly the same on that one. No sort of rotating it. So I'll cut back to you after I've added in the windows. Okay, that's worked out quite well. One thing I don't like is if that was one lower, I don't like the fact that people could like climb into it, because, well, you're not really going to do that, are you? You know, it's supposed to be like a training for using a ladder. Anyway, let me finish this. Okay, so that one is slightly taller, and I haven't added in the top bit, so it looks a lot flatter, but for some reason I do prefer that. That looks better, it looks squarer. So I might leave that. I haven't done the inside yet. I've also added black glass because obviously if there was a fire, the glass would be a lot foggier, and, you know, obviously smoke would make it go like that. And really the inside on each level, that is the one between the windows. Just put some slabs down. I've used stone brick for the inside of that, and it's literally, as long as you make a way up with the slab bricks or whatever you want to use, from one level to the other, it should be fine. It's really not that hard. I'm just gonna whip along and do that quickly, and I'll be back to you in a second. So I'm just gonna show you this first level like so, just to show you sort of how it's doing. And basically it is on the lower half, so you can sort of add it here, add more bricks here and there, so it sort of looks like it's been, so it sort of looks like it's been sort of crumbled, and, you know, something's gone down, and really all you really have to do is just sort of make it sort of there-ish, sort of. I mean, this first level is a little bit different because of the 3 gap, where these ones should work better, because when you do that there's still enough space to walk around, because obviously it's on the other slab. Okay, so for example here, can we get on that? No. So I would then add something like that there. Just so it's basically as if it's almost like a mini climbing course to get to the top. Carry this on all the way to the top. I'm not going to do it for this. I'm just going to carry on doing what is more important, which will be the actual building. Although I would fill in perhaps this top bit here. Whether you want them to be able to get at the top should be easily enough. You just carry it on to the very top. But I'm just going to flatten this off like so. And yeah, I will carry on with the actual main building. But yeah, I did show the inside of that earlier, so you can always cut back to that if you want to check it out again. But yeah, really it's just slabs on the bottom half of the blocks, and just sort of a little assault course that it allows them to climb up. Obviously also with the windows there's some of them empty, so if they did happen to latch on a ladder you could climb in, but obviously you can't because it's Minecraft. Okay, so let's start off with this bit, which has cyan clay blocks as the floor, and it is from here and carries on 3 wide all the way down to the back, which I'm just going to do now quickly. And another thing to mention is, well, yeah, this bit here has a door, and obviously when I build the walls up, this window and maybe this window won't be here, it will be in the building, so I'll probably get rid of it and just replace it for the red clay. but I'll get to that when I get to it, because I'm not sure on how tall the wall is at the moment. But first I'm going to just design the actual ground floor so we know where everything goes. So then we have a red strip that comes down here, which is basically a wall, but there's a window in with a one gap left at the end for you to access the garage to. So that goes there, and then we build this up like so, obviously like that as well on this side, and there is a one wide window that stretches all the way along, and I've used for that just standard glass like that, and I've put another wooden door here so you can access the garage. And along this back bit, it is too wide and it stretches all the way, and basically where you see this garage door end, which is, that's where it ends, so 1, 2, 3, this is where it ends here, I believe. So it's 3 after the garage door, which is here, and basically when it does get to here, this carries on still, and I believe, I'm gonna have to double check, but I believe it's like this, because in the middle, no, maybe not like that, in the middle we have the slime blocks and the fire pole. So I'm just going to add these in here. It is 9 of them, 3 by 3, with the fence post in the middle, which I will do later when we actually do the second floor. And then a yellow line follows it along for, obviously, you know, safety, so people don't walk off into the garage and get run over if one of them pulls in. And that follows basically all the way down like so. Cuts there, and then directly in the center here goes along like that. And then after this yellow line we have another strip, which is where the glowstone or redstone lamps come in, but I'm just going to do the cyan bit first. It follows it all the way around, so it's like that, and then on each corner like this there is a lamp. So we have one there on that corner, one on this corner, and then there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Okay, so there's a 6 gap, and there's another one in the middle, and I'm using redstone with a redstone lamp. So that is literally the same for all the way around. I'm just going to go and put them in now. Okay, so all the lights are in. So yeah, 1 in each corner and then a 6 gap for the one in between. And I haven't carried it along here, obviously, because that is the garage door and the yellow strip goes across there anyway. And obviously, if I did put the sign along here, it would sort of look like it would be sealed off, where really you want to leave this looking more open. And the reason I added the sign strip was just because the stone is for the actual center, and it just looks too stony. It looked too plain, and you know, this building on the outside looks plain enough, to be honest. On the inside to look less boring and, you know, more enjoyable for the eyes. So I'm just going to fill these 2 spaces in with the stone. Okay, so they're filled in, and as you can see, I've missed this strip here, basically because this garage door is closed, and really I guess it should be filled in with the yellow clay. Whether we see it or not, you know, if they just happen to open one day, you know, there will be yellow underneath it. But yeah, on that one I didn't bother, obviously, because the garage door is shut. Okay, so I'm not going to bother with the fire engine on this one. If you do, however, want me to build it at some point, just comment and I will. I'll do a let's build, perhaps on maybe building a few cars that will look almost as good as my fire engine.